In the righteous world, we wouldn't even need to really have a trial about Derek Chauvin. We just throw his ass in jail for 30 years. I mean, we wouldn't need the build up, because we all saw it. We saw an officer put his knee on the neck of George Floyd. We saw it happen. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Torture. The man dies, and Herb, let's get this going on. Let's go ahead and convict him and get it over, moving on to other more important things. But unfortunately, we live in a country where everything has to take a lot of time, even the letdowns. And I'm not saying they're going to let us down on this, but they might. Today, they were supposed to start the jury selection, right? The jury selection process for the Derek Chauvin trial there in Hennepin County of the murder, the killing, the slaying, the lynching of George Floyd. But that didn't happen, Johnson, because, well, there's been other plans. Yeah. Well, initially, the reason why it was delayed is this. Initially, they had two charges, murder 1 and murder 2. The murder 3 trial, well, the murder 3 charge is what's now being considered. Last October, Judge Cahill threw out Chauvin's third-degree murder charge, but a panel of appeals judges reversed that dismissal on Friday. The panel argued Cahill hadn't followed precedent and ordered the judge to reconsider the charges. So they want to, what's being ordered now is if they can add this third-degree charge. Now, it's obvious that the third-degree charge, well, maybe not obvious. For those who don't know, it's easier to get a third-degree charge than a second-degree charge. There's not a murder 1. There's manslaughter, there's second-degree, and then there's third-degree, okay? So this will give the juries more of options when it comes to convicting Derek Chauvin, as if that's going to happen. I, for one, am very skeptical that there will be a conviction in this case. But, hey, let's try to be optimistic, Tim Black. Let's not be a jerk. Let's be optimistic about this. Could happen. So, here's some controversial things about this already. So we got the delay, okay? That's all they got people teed off. Then we got 1,000 National Guard troops deployed to the Twin Cities in case there's an insurrection. I mean, in case some black folks and white folks get out of line. Yeah. In case black folks, white folks, Latino folks who happen to give a shit about this case get pissed off. And the running mock about all of that is, damn, y'all care more about this. You're more prepared for a fake-ass jury or a fake-ass resolution to this case than you were prepared for rioters, insurrectionists, or piss off white people, conservatives, coming to the United States Capitol about the outing of a Donald Trump or the president of the United States. You're more concerned, you're better prepared for this case than you were prepared for Donald Trump supporters storming the Capitol, even though they talked about it on social media for a month. That's because race, black people pissed off about George Floyd is more, I guess, more of a present danger to society than pissed off militia at the U.S. Capitol. And look, that's not me saying it. I mean, they're showing it. They are showing it, guys. It's not even an opinion. It's not up to my opinion. Listen, security in the city is at an all-time high. The government center where Chauvin was stand trial has been reinforced with concrete barricades, fencing topped with coils of razor wire. Thousands of National Guard troops have been deployed. Not 1,000, I'm sorry. I said 1,000. 1,000 with an S. Thousands of National Guard troops have been deployed to the Twin Cities And this thing's just getting started. They're not even waiting, Johnson, until the verdict is read. Now I can see it's time for the verdict to be read. The trial has been, trial is over. The prosecution rests, the defense rests, and now we're going to make a decision. And they're like, okay, let's make sure we got everybody in place. Yeah, let's make sure we got all, we don't want people to lose their lives here, because I know emotions are going to be high. That I can understand. I can't understand thousands, but I can understand you being kind of concerned and want to have things ready. We're talking about on day one, Johnson. Day one of the trial. You already have thousands of National Guards in place. You want to tell me that there isn't racism in this country? You want to tell me that America still, regardless of what the FBI says, the FBI says the biggest threat to national security in the United States are white militia groups. But they don't act like it. They don't act like it, guys. Because if you're looking at the George Floyd situation, it would appear that the biggest threat to the United States are niggas. Sorry, gotta say it. I'm black, I'm not gonna say the N-word. It just sounds lame, I'm too old, I've been here too long. I'm not gonna say N-word. Act like you never heard it before. Here's the point, guys. That's how it seems, Johnson, because they're more prepared for this on day one. Day one, they're more prepared for niggas to act up than they were prepared for voters to be pissed off about Donald Trump, and they felt that they stole the vote. These people actually believe that someone stole the presidency. And they are saving the country, and they were less prepared for that at the U.S. Capitol on the day of the speech than they are prepared for day one. They're more prepared for day one of the George Floyd case. And this is why I kept telling people, this is why we should take advantage of the momentum, push for reparations, push to end qualified immunity, because this case has spawned something in the psyche. People are worried. Let's get all we can get now. Let's get it all we can get now. Let's force that vote. No one wanted to do that. Oh, you're divisive. You want to force the vote. Look what's happening. Look at the momentum we have. America cares more about this than they cared about Donald Trump's and all his supporters thinking the election was stolen. Minneapolis braces itself for the Derek Chauvin trial for killing George Floyd. Now, look, guys, I'm not saying they shouldn't be prepared. Once again, they should be prepared. Derek Chauvin is going to plead not guilty. We already know that. This heightened police presence, this heightened National Guard presence also shows us that maybe people are thinking it's not going to go the way that people want it to go. Okay? Also, previous violence in the Minneapolis area. Some attribute it to Boogaloo Boys. Okay? Boogaloo Boys and white militia groups who want to tear down the government, want to end policing in America. Were also present. That's high on the radar as well. So a lot of people don't know that a lot of violence that we saw over the summer, a lot of that was done by infiltrators who saw an opportunity to make some noise. Okay. Now, part of all of this, Keith Ellison is the Attorney General of Minnesota. Some of you maybe remember Keith Ellison. He filed a motion with the Minnesota Court of Appeals to keep the trial from proceeding on substantive matters, including jury selection, until the district court regains full jurisdiction in the case. Okay. So he's a part of this. Look for Keith Ellison, Attorney General Keith Ellison, to be very present in this case. I don't know if that's going to help or not. If that's going to be good for George Floyd and his family or not. What I'm saying is the reality of the situation. So it's going to stay. This is going to stay on the radar. This will remain a prominent case. I'm going to be covering on this channel. If you want updates on this, tomorrow jury selection will begin. Already 16 out of 50 jurors have been dismissed, 16. And on the grounds, we're not exactly sure exactly why they dismissed 16 of 50. But according to what I read, something about they could tell these jurors weren't going to be partial. You have to be impartial. So there we go. There's a couple, now there are two, let me give you two updates, okay? One update is there was a motion by the defense not to use the autopsy conducted by Dr. Michael Baden and Dr. Alicia Wilson. Now we know these doctors were hired by the Floyd family to do an independent autopsy. The defense motion asked the court to keep our testimony about medical examinations performed by anyone other than Hennepin County Medical Center Dr. Jason Baker. That doesn't look good, okay? And I think that's it. Oh, the other thing was the jury selection will begin tomorrow. Okay, that's it, guys. That's all we got on the case so far. I'm not optimistic, but we will be covering it here. Stay tuned here. Subscribe to the Tim Black Show. I will be covering this. I won't be pulling any punches. We're going to call it out. We're not going to shy away from the truth in this case. Already see that the defense is going to make this about drugs that were in George Floyd's system as if he would have died anyway if he hadn't been choked out for almost 9 minutes. They're going to make it, they're going to play the card that since George Floyd uses drugs, that the 9 minutes that he was suffocated or blood was coming out of his nose as he lay in a prone position with his arms handcuffed behind his back with a knee on his neck and 3 other cops sitting on him in various positions, that somehow he would have died anyway if none of that would have happened. So we'll see where that goes. All right, speaking of death and mayhem and destruction, let's go on to our coronavirus. Now, I got an update, and it's kind of troubling what I have to tell you about coronavirus, but you need to know about it. That's what the next segment is, coronavirus update. Stay tuned.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to TimBlackTV.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.